Well, this is what makes Darlington Darlington. The lady in black is just, she's happy as she can be right now.
And if our 60,000 plus people right now, we don't need any seats because no one is sitting in them.
But nobody has left either.
No, sir. You don't never leave a NASCAR race early.
Well, maybe last week and the week before, but not today.
Not today.
Jeff?
You're thinking. I've been thinking, Mike, what's going to happen here at the end is really simple. Bing, bang, boom. It's exactly what it's going to be like here when they drop the green flag.
The thing that scared me the most, DW, was Hammond was thinking down there.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't mind being the bing, and I don't mind being the bang, but I don't want to be the boom.
These caution laps to a crew right now, they seem like they last eternity, and I'm sure they probably do to the drivers out there, too. It's like, come on, man, let's get this race restarted.
Well, yeah, you're sitting there thinking about all the things that are wrong with your car. Boy, if my car would just do this, or if my car would just do that, I could probably win this race.
Well, now it looks like it'll be a 4-lap shootout. NASCAR, again, has a somewhat new procedure. They give the field a 2-to-go sign and move the free pass car around and get everyone lined up. And now they're on 1 to go. This is the objective, and only one car will fit here, victory lane.
Yeah, but more crews than that'll fit in there. I've been in there with other crews before.
Now, this will be what we call a down finger restart, which means single file lead lap cars only to the front, so there will be no lap traffic to the inside on this restart. I'm going to keep a close watch on that orange number 31 car, Robbie Gordon, not to mention the gentleman behind him, Ryan Newman, in that 12 car.
Well, that's what I say. If something should happen, just a little something happened to that 48 car on a restart, or he slips down here in the corner, Katie barred the door then, boys.
They will be there to capitalize.
They will.
Robbie Gordon looking for his first top 10 since Michigan last August, just after he had that Watkins Glen win 18 races ago. Looks like he's going to get it. But don't leave, because anything can happen. There are 19 cars on the lead lap as they get 1 to go. So they'll come around to complete lap 289 and have a 4-lap fight to the finish.
And just like you heard Rick Hendrick say, hey, that's why we pay you the big bucks. I don't want to hear about missing a shift, spinning the tires. I don't want to hear any of that. Focus, get your job done.
But Darrell, even though those laps only have 2 laps on them, this is where you are prone. This will be the first time these guys have had a restart on tires that are not brand new. You've almost got to baby that throttle a little bit on this restart.
One other thing to remember, if something happens and the caution comes out, we're past the point where they would red flag this race. If the caution comes out, race over.
The field is frozen no matter what lap we're on. There you see 50, 55 miles per hour, the pace truck bringing them down.
And as nervous and uptight as you are when the race starts, nobody knows what this feels like right here except somebody that's been there and done that. And right now your heart is pounding out of your chest.
You've got all the opportunity and 4 laps to find a way to make it work.
Pace truck is off.
Johnson, Labonte, Gordon, Newman, Sadler, Busch, Martin, Harvick, Mayfield, Biffle, the top 10. 4 laps to go.
Jimmie Johnson in the 48. He gets a pretty good restart. Nice and clean.
Bobby Labonte may have laid off him a little bit because Bobby has really been good off of turn 2, but Jimmie is scooting away right now. Here's where Bobby has been good in the past coming off of turn 2. Johnson looks like he's up for the task.
Ryan Newman in that 12 car, he got a good run off turn 2. He wants to get to Robbie Gordon in the 31 for that 3rd position. He pulls to the inside, about 10 car lengths behind our top 2.
These cars on worn tires now, though they had a chance to cool under the caution. Newman side by side with Gordon. They may trade a little paint before they get to turn 1.
And with 3 to go, that's good news for Bobby Labonte in 18, Jimmie Johnson in 48. It'll be a 2-man race here. But Ryan Newman does clear the 31, and what a run he gets off turn 2.
And Bobby Labonte got a great run off, too. He's right to Johnson's bumper.
That's where he's going to make his move. If he can get him, he's going to get under him there. Well, although looks like he's trying to look underneath, but he hadn't been that good on the outside off in turn 4. Where he's going to get him is when he gets down into turn 2 and get alongside of him going down the back straightaway and then hopefully hang on.
2 to go.
Here he comes. He's been really good right over here. From here off the corner, he can stay in the throttle. Close, close, close. Here I come. Johnson's got the power under the hood to hold him off.
There's the 2 crews right here. A lap and a half to go. The 18 crew on the left, the 48 crew on the right. There's Bobby Labonte at the bottom. Jimmie Johnson's so good on the high side off turn 4. White flag this time.
Johnson, I think, said after that charge that Bobby Labonte put on him there a while ago, he said, if that's all you got, that ain't enough.
He may have one more shot, DW.
Jimmie went in a little bit low that time. Here comes Bobby. 18 cars. Just doesn't quite have the steam down the straightaway, but he's going to dive her in here hard, baby. Come on.
I guarantee he'll drive it in down here, turn 3 and 4. He went to the high side, but Jimmie Johnson in the 48 well. He just needs to come nice and straight off turn 4.
Jimmie Johnson, the Lowe's Chevrolet. Jimmie becomes the 41st driver to win at Darlington.
These guys are beating and banging. These are all lead lap cars, but Ryan Newman will finish 3rd, Robbie Gordon 4th, Elliott Sadler 5th, Kurt Busch 6th, Mark Martin 7th, Harvick 8th, Mayfield 9th, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes back to finish 10th.
That's amazing that Junior come back to 10th because he has had a terrible day after the start of this race.
Jeff Burton, Casey Kane, and Casey Mears each picked up a position on the last lap.
DW, remember the first time you won here, the granddaddy of them all?
I did. Chris Economaki interviewed me. Well, Darryl, how's it feel to win at the Lady in Blank?
That's very good. Very good.
I'd say we'll see some burnouts. What do you think?
They called him Hot Rod on the radio during the race. Hot rodding began and grew up in California. So did this guy.
He definitely knows how to do a burnout.
Is the head engine builder at Hendrick, has been for many years. He won't mind losing an engine in that fashion.
And just remember, these guys had been in the top 10 in points for almost 2 complete years, 70 races. They hit that wall at Rockingham, got in that wreck, but as Chris Meyer said earlier, in the last 2 races, they have come from 25th to 9th, and I'd say it's even going to be higher after this race in the points.
They may not get on him for blowing up his engine, but he better not back that car in the wall, I can tell you that.
And talk about tight. Look what's happened to the point standings. The top 8 are all within 100 points of each other. It's just like a vice that keeps tightening up.
Well, the 26 and 10 deal has put the pressure on these guys. They just got to, you know, you can't have very many bad races and expect to be in a championship contender.
Welcome to the Nextel Post-Race Show, brought to you by Nextel. NASCAR and Nextel, partners in speed. Steve Burns has the runner-up.
And Bobby Labonte talking to Michael McSwain. Bobby, you guys, I heard you say that car was a handful early in the race, but they got you hooked up, and then talk about the shootout at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a handful early on, and the guys adjusted on it. Michael and everybody, they worked real hard to get this car a little bit better throughout the day. And, you know, a little bit of redemption from Atlanta. We missed out a little bit at Atlanta. If I'd have known that last weekend, I wouldn't have gone to work on Sunday because it was kind of embarrassing. But anyway, the guys did a good job. I mean, pit stops were good. You know, we got beat out a little bit there at the end, but, you know, on a short run, we probably weren't quite as good. Obviously, the long run we were before that caution came out when Kyle blew his motor. And, you know, we had, you know, crushed the 97 car there at that point in time, you know what I mean, just trying to make it to the end. But caution flag got us, and, you know, it still is a great run for us. A good top 5, and we needed that. And just like to thank everybody on this Interstate Battery, Chevrolet, Will Butrin, Coca-Cola, MB&A, all our sponsors. And it was a good day.
Thanks, Bobby. Let's go to Dick.
With Ryan Newman, we're going to jump in here a little bit. From a lap down, did you think that was the end of the day for you?
No, when you're leading and you go a lap down because the driver makes a mistake going on pit road, I knew we had a car that was capable of running in the top 5 for sure. And Bat and the guys did a great job. Awesome pit stop there in the last one, and got us the spot, and we got one more on the racetrack.
Well done. Finishing 3rd today.
Jimmie Johnson with today's victory gains 3 in the Nextel Cup point standings. Chad Knaus congratulating him in victory lane.
Victory right there, boys.
third time in past 4 Darlington races. 100 cars in victory lane, and you kept saying, I can't believe I've won Darlington. How special is this place?
Unbelievable. I can tell you right now, the Gatorade hurts in the eyes. I can tell you that much. Nice to be here and win. Thanks, Paul.
By the way, you're not going to repo the plane now.
Not going to repo the plane this week. Just keep it another week.
This is unbelievable. This has been a huge goal of mine to try to win at Darlington, and we've always had a great car and been very close. And then to do it today with the teamwork that we had. We were a great car in the short run. The pit stops what made the difference. Got us the lead, got us the win. And I had to outdo my little brother. He had his first late model race last night, finished second, so had no choice but to win. So I'm happy with that. And say hello to my fiance. She's up in New York watching. I know she's flipping out right now.
And to win Darlington's one thing, but to win it in such dramatic fashion, what were you thinking when Labonte tried his move late?
Bobby was a better car. I knew I had better air being in the lead, and I just needed to protect it and block it. And I knew he was coming, but luckily it was a short run, and we were able to bring the Slows Monte Carlo to victory lane. So awesome day. I can't believe this. This is the highlight of my career so far.
A hug by his dad. His little brother got a second last night. Jimmie Johnson scores his first Darlington win.
Chevy congratulates Jimmie and the number 48 Monte Carlo team on today's big win. No car has dominated Cup racing like defending manufacturers champ Chevrolet. Here is the Chevy winning moment. The last pit stop for Jimmie Johnson and crew. Beating Bobby Labonte to the line on pit road by a foot and holding him off to the finish. Wow, what a day. We'll be back to Darlington, South Carolina. Chris and Jeff will recap when we come back.
Fox welcomes you back to Darlington. 28-year-old Jimmie Johnson from El Cajon with the victory. He talked about his girlfriend, actually his fiancée, Chandra, who is watching this race. They're engaged. They plan to be married in December, but he was thinking about other things when he crossed the finish line here.
You are the man. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. No way! Oh! Darlington, can you believe this? Darlington!
Maybe it wasn't quite as close as last year, Darrell, but it sure was just as exciting.
You know what? You put the world's greatest drivers on one of our toughest racetracks, and you get a show like we had today. How much more exciting can it get?
And then you throw minds like Chad Canals, Jimmie Johnson's crew chief, in his pit selection that he made yesterday, and the great pit stops those guys had. But if you think we're on our feet the last 10 laps of this race, wait till the fastest half mile next week, 500 laps.
Wow. That's all I can say. Chris Myers. Wow.
Well, have you ever? I think we have. You saw Rick Hendrick down there with Jimmie Johnson. 10th Darlington win for Hendrick Motorsports. Hendrick, who hugged Jimmie Johnson in victory lane. And Jimmie has jumped all the way up to 6th in points, coming from 25th. Matt Kenseth, tough day for him. This is through 5 of the 36 races in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. You see Dale Earnhardt Jr. second, Tony Stewart third, Casey Kane, the rookie, they're 5th. And we opened the day talking about the rookie on the pole, and also for the first time this year, the winner of the race was not Kenseth or Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, we finally kind of broke that little string right there going as far as that's concerned, Chris. But I mean, a great win right there by Jimmie Johnson. But I just want to say one thing: Chad Canals did his homework this weekend.
Chevy takes 3 out of the top 4, and there is the clever crew chief from pit selection to pit stops to working the crew, talking with the crew and owner Rick Hendrick. What do you think we could expect next week as we head to Bristol? That's always a fun ride because today's race had the most leaders we've had this year, 12, and also the most cautions, 9.
I'm going to make you mad. There's some more bing, bang, boom when we get ready to go to Bristol. Yeah. They're going to be slamming and bamming when we get up there in Bristol.
Listen to you, Big. You sound like you've been watching too much Sopranos. And next weekend, NASCAR returns as the seat shifts to Bristol for another full weekend. Friday, the Busch Series qualifying, followed by Bud Pole qualifying. And then Saturday, Nextel Cup practice. That's on FX. And the Busch Series race presented by Taco Bell. That's on Fox. And next Sunday, start your day with NASCAR this morning on Fox Sports Net. John Robertson, the crew. And then Nextel Cup Racing presented by Quaker State on Fox. Kurt Busch looking to defend his title with the other drivers on hand. In fact, he's dominated 3 out of the last 4 times. Kurt Busch has had success in Bristol. Success today belongs to Jimmie Johnson and the Hendrick Motorsports. It was a tough day for Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ryan Newman, the debatable black flag, but he battled his way back up to finish 3rd. Jeff Gordon, 16 two-time winner here out of the race early, but 4 laps to go, the dash to the finish. Jimmie Johnson held off Bobby Labonte to win. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next weekend from Bristol here at America's Gathering Place each weekend for NASCAR. Thanks for being a part of NASCAR on Fox. Enjoy your week.